Hey sailors, this week we're sailing to Gran Canaria, the capital of the Canary Islands. We spent time here to get Blue Atlantic crossing ready. The longer we live on the boat, the more things we deem necessary for the jump across to the Caribbean. Maybe that's good, maybe bad. But we do like comfort, and we can definitely increase comfort and safety on a liveaboard sailboat to make this lifestyle more sustainable. First year in, we just wanted to cross the Med, head out and throw anchor in the Grenadines. Not saying that you can't, but our time aboard taught us that it is a good idea to settle into the rhythm of the ocean and level up slowly but steadily, and embrace every little experience designed to prepare you for what's next. Subscribe and join the voyage. See the little things. So that's the jump to the capital. Heavy winds around the acceleration zones around both islands and swell from the north because it's open ocean. Upon arrival, you can make out the Grand Harbor, and you quickly realize how this location advantage has been beneficial for Las Palmas becoming the capital of the islands. This is the most protected place we've been so far, and it's super busy with container ships. The marina is big and affordable, and it's the home for the ARC, the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers, so suppliers and chandlers are well stocked. It's the perfect place to work on the boat. Honestly, better and less expensive than most places of mainland Europe. Today we are in Gran Canaria, and I deleted all the footage of the sail here, so you just have to believe us. Once we settle in, the whole boat looks like absolute mayhem. Today it's no different. You know, as soon as we come across a nautic shop, we
It's too exciting.
it just gets so exciting. I'm gonna show you our most intimate piece.
It's the best improvement. I wanted this for a long time.
But more importantly, we got new chain. We're gonna turn the boat around today. So we are in bow first, and we're gonna take the anchor off, and then we can just drop the old chain into the barrel of the nautic shop. They're gonna come and deliver it, and the old rusty chain will go right in there, and we can attach the new chain and just roll it up in the gypsy. Test if the gypsy works. Whilst doing that, we have a new chain. Hot dip galvanized, G40, crazy strength, good price. The best place to do everything is Gran Canaria. Honestly, this store has everything. We are wiggling a bit back and forth to find a good tightness on the mooring lines because we don't want to bump into the pier. When the job is to tighten a mooring line, we either step on lines or we pull them perpendicularly, because this way we amplify the resulting force. So I have to reattach the gypsy because I took it apart. I wanted to take it to Rollnautic, the chandler, because I wanted to make sure that the links of the new chain fit on our gypsy, because there are two standards for chain dimensions, DIN and ISO, and for most chain diameters the dimensions in both standards are the same, except for a 10mm chain. Here the links differ in length. That is important to know because it causes trouble when you're not aware of this. The windless pulls our chain up, and the gypsy is the wheel that grabs the chain links. If the dimensions are different, the gypsy doesn't bite the chain links, and we cannot pull up our chain as smoothly as we could. I took the gypsy to the store to check. The difference is barely visible and it seems like it fits, but we will only see once we anchor again. Chain comes in an hour, it's 8, it's way too early, very tired.
I'm not used to this anymore.
Ready to angle grind the last bit of the chain. I want to clean the anchor locker before I put the new chain in. To get rid of the old chain, we have to take off the anchor. The Allen screw in the swivel is seized, so I simply angle grind a chain link. This way, we also see how much of the chain actually rusts through. We often heard that we need to change a rusty chain because we're putting ourselves at risk, as the boat could break free. Well, obviously, we do change our chain, but for different reasons. From a sturdiness perspective, it is not unsafe to anchor with a rusty chain. However, it will become a dirty mess, and dirty goo isn't good for the windlass either. It can jam easier, it can make your hands bleed, and you probably need a tetanus shot. So these are good reasons, but I feel that many sailors feel the need to change chain way earlier than needed, because they fear surface rust. We are on a budget, And until a chain gets too hard to handle and becomes a health hazard, we consider surface rust to be cosmetic. Because if you cut a link and you look inside, you can see how much chain is actually left.
Found the good ones.
Thanks. You can clean that side too if you want to, because now it gets dirty. The end of our old chain is spliced to a piece of mooring line that is attached to the boat, so we don't lose the chain in case we don't stop the windlass in time.
That's it, all the rusty chain.
It came with the boat, it made sense to us, and we never thought differently, but apparently it's something worth noting, because it happens. We heard stories.
It's insane, look at this.
But maybe here's something new compared to what we've already seen on other changing YouTube videos. Our line is thick enough so the gypsy can actually work it. The gypsy can actually grab both chain links and thick line, just like a self-tailing winch. Pause the video here and you can see the teeth that grab line. But we never needed this, just letting you know it could do it. Before feeding the chain, I wanted to have an as good as new windlass, so I open it up again to clean it. Everything takes a bit longer. But now I cleaned the gypsy. Look, this is how it's supposed to look. And this is what it looks like when you have rust scraping constantly. But now everything's clean and it's fine. I degreased it and I used Greek Wonder acid to take everything off. It's all shiny now. And these are the stoppers that go on top and on the bottom. Now I have to find some winch grease, put everything back together, and then we can put the chain back in. Windless, gypsy, jammer piece. When reassembling, I put a bit of grease on the mating surface of the clutch. It was too much. Now it's too greasy, and in deep water, the gypsy is just slipping through. Next time I service it, I will use way less grease or even nothing at all. So that can rotate. Just tighten that up. And now I can put the chain in.
So next steps?
The thin line that we are attaching now is just a proxy that we will replace later when we have the time to splice thick line into the bitter end of the chain.
What are you doing now?
Just gonna attach the end of the chain so I can find it back.
Right.
Because eventually we're gonna put a big line on that little thing down there so we don't lose it. Let's see if it actually slides down so we don't have to feed it with our hands.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Wanna
interesting.
check? It doesn't slide perfectly.
It never does unless it's stainless.
Unless it's stainless. How much chain do we have left?
Think about 10 meters still.
It's full! Just kidding.
Doesn't feel a lot more. It's okay like that?
It's fine, huh?
Yeah. You could probably put like 500 meters in there.
Probably. So nice. It's so nice. Right, let's get the anchor up. So I have a little problem with the swivel. This screw is totally damaged. and I cannot grip anything. Heat, nothing works. So I have to take the last link off with the angle grinder and then probably get pliers and then try to wheel the screw out this way. And then I'm just gonna attach this back to the anchor and back to the new chain. So I grinded the last, ow, it's hot, piece because I couldn't get it out. And now, look at that screw, it's horrible. Now I have to find a way to take this out, probably with this. Get that red Loctite coming off. At least it works.
A week ago we got a new chain, and that meant taking out the old rusty chain, and Alex cleaned the locker really well and everything to get rid of the rust, but the entire locker was filled with rust. It was like a mountain this big, and I think we just didn't clean well because we're a week further and we thought, let's clean the deck. And the entire deck, I'm not joking, was filled with tiny pieces of rust everywhere. So I've been trying to clean that, and that was really, really dumb, because still now we find these really tiny pieces of hard rust back that came off the chain. It like flaked off, and it's just so hard to get rid of it. You can use tons of liters of water and it just kind of gets stuck somewhere, and in the end ends up on deck and gives you rust. It's not fun.
The problem with a rusty chain is not that it is unsafe or anything. It's just once you touch it and you walk around with it and there's wind and the elements, that all these rusty bits land on your deck. Yeah, Mandy said you can wash it off, but it will just be stuck somewhere else. And then you have high winds in the anchorage, or you go for a sail and you have a bit of a gush of salt water or salty air. If you don't clean the salty layer off your deck, one day later you will have, what's it called? Freckles.
Yeah,
you will just have
a freckled boat.
Rust freckles all over your deck, and it is horrible. That's also the reason why marinas don't allow you to grind on a pontoon, because like this little will just fly in the air, go on the neighboring boats, stick to it, and with the next saltwater gush it will just ruin the whole deck. So we're gonna try to find a spot to show you, but we cleaned off everything already because we're such good filmmakers. Yeah, and also I was like really antsy to get it off.
And if that ends up here, it's just gonna make rusty stains. And this is what it did.
Yeah, we're really nervous if we ever get that off.
We're like, oh my god, the whole boat is rust, damn it.
Yeah.
Spray, spray, spray.
So now it's just gonna be water, water, water to get the particles off, and then oxalic acid to get the rust freckles off.
Yeah.
We didn't get a new swivel yet, so now we have this in-between solution of the seized swivel and kind of a big shackle, and then the chain. And this is currently the weakest link in our ground tackle, so we need to buy a new one. This project is funded by our savings and our patrons. Generous people that see value in free entertainment are the reason that sailing channels exist. While most of the serious mainstream content on YouTube is sponsored by big brand corporation partnerships, most of the serious sailing channels that make great videos depend on great individuals.
So if you're contributing to the sailing channel community, then you are an amazing person, and we are very thankful for that, no matter whether you support us or someone else. But on a different note, as you can see, we are currently not on the boat, and I am by now really quite big. So we are actually at my parents', and they were nice enough to take us in for a few months so we can have the baby here and enjoy our time. So this is why we decided to go to bi-weekly videos for maybe a few months. It depends a bit on how things are going, so we can actually enjoy this special time together and with our family, and hopefully our new little crew members soon.
Wait. But I heard that there are sailing channels that manage weekly videos no matter what happens in their personal life.
But we're less organized, unfortunately.
Sorry.
We are not that organized, but we're doing our best to still provide you with some sailing content. We still have a couple of boat jobs coming up and things like that, and we hope you enjoy that. So stay tuned.
We hope you understand and still get your click in 2 weeks' time. Also, we noticed that our likes and our subscriber rate went down. It's not like you have to love a video in order to like it. It's just a little sign of appreciation for our effort. So click like and subscribe. So like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching, and see you again in 2 weeks.
That was good.
But like the video, seriously.
Bye.
Have you heard the pigeon that's been coming through? Because it's always here, and sometimes it sits here. It sits on the chimney, and then when you sit in the living room, my mom at some point thought there was a pigeon in the house, but it's just that it resonates so good through the chimney that when you sit next to the fireplace, it's like there's a pigeon in the house. Ow! Oh, it's hurting me bad. I think the baby doesn't want me to sit anymore. I am at the limit of my stretchiness, I think. And the baby is starting to get too cramped, and now it's starting to hurt me. I think it doesn't want to come out, but it wants to have more space, but it can't have both. So it needs to decide soon which of the two it's going to be, less pain or more space.